Barack Obama begins his message with the belief that greatness is not something you inherit, but something you create through consistent action, sacrifice, and vision. He reminds people that no one is born extraordinary. It is through persistence, discipline, and determination that an ordinary person becomes great. Obama uses his own life as an example, showing that he faced rejection, criticism, and moments of doubt, yet he never allowed those challenges to define him. Instead, he let them shape his strength and sharpen his focus. He encourages everyone to stop waiting for the perfect moment or opportunity, because success is built in the moments when no one is watching, in the times when you keep working despite fatigue, and in the hours you spend improving yourself when others give up. Obama's message is not about luck or privilege, but about consistent effort. He stresses that true success is earned by people who are willing to face discomfort, who learn from their mistakes, and who rise every time life knocks them down. He explains that greatness begins with a decision, the decision to take control of your life, to stop blaming circumstances, and to start creating your own path. It's about understanding that change doesn't happen overnight, but it does happen through daily commitment and small victories that build momentum over time. Obama's voice inspires people to believe that no matter where they come from or what resources they have, they can still achieve something meaningful if they are willing to work for it. He highlights that greatness is not measured by fame or wealth, but by the impact you create and the difference you make in other people's lives. Obama's words challenge people to stay patient with their progress and not compare their journey with anyone else's. He reminds his listeners that each person's path is unique and that everyone faces struggles behind their success. The key, he says, is to focus on your growth, keep improving, and never give up even when it feels impossible. He believes that inner strength comes from embracing challenges rather than avoiding them. Through discipline, courage, and belief in your vision, you create your own destiny. His speech becomes a call to action, a reminder that greatness is built day by day, decision by decision, by those who refuse to quit even when no one believes in them. Barack Obama powerfully reminds us that failure is not the opposite of success. It is a vital part of it. Every person who has ever achieved something remarkable has faced failure, rejection, and disappointment along the way. Obama explains that the real difference between those who rise and those who give up is how they respond to setbacks. He speaks about his own experiences of defeat, from losing early elections to being criticized in public life, and how those moments became turning points rather than dead ends. Instead of letting failure define him, he chose to let it refine him. He believes that every mistake carries a lesson, and those lessons, when embraced, create strength, wisdom, and resilience. Failure is not something to fear. It's something to learn from, because it reveals your weaknesses, tests your courage, and teaches you what truly matters. Obama's words carry the message that growth doesn't happen in comfort. It happens when life challenges you, when your plans fall apart, and when you're forced to find another way forward. He says that failure strips away pride and forces you to look deeper within yourself, helping you discover your true character. People who fear failure often avoid risks, but by doing so, they also avoid growth. Obama encourages everyone to stop treating failure as a sign of weakness and start viewing it as evidence of effort. He explains that every successful person has failed multiple times, and those failures became the foundation of their strength. Success built without struggle is shallow. It's the hard lessons learned through pain that create lasting achievement. He also emphasizes the importance of perseverance, the ability to keep going despite fear, criticism, or uncertainty. Obama reminds listeners that when you fail, it doesn't mean you are not good enough. It means you are trying something that matters. The only real failure, he says, is giving up before you've given your best. Every time you rise after falling, you become stronger, more confident, and more prepared for the next challenge. Life will test you, but each setback is simply a stepping stone toward a bigger victory. Obama's message is clear and timeless. Embrace your failures, learn from them, and let them guide you toward your purpose. Resilience is born in those moments when you choose to keep moving forward, even when everything around you tells you to stop. Barack Obama often speaks about the power of unity and the importance of building communities that lift one another up instead of tearing each other down. He believes that no one achieves greatness in isolation. Every success story is supported by countless acts of kindness, mentorship, and cooperation. Obama reminds us that humanity is strongest when people stand together, guided by shared values of respect, understanding, and compassion. He encourages individuals to look beyond differences of race, religion, or status and focus on what connects us as human beings: our hopes, our struggles, and our dreams for a better future. According to him, progress is not achieved by division or ego, but by empathy and collective effort. The world becomes a better place when people work together toward common goals rather than compete out of envy or fear. Obama highlights that true leadership means using your voice to bring people together, not to create walls between them. He warns that societies fall apart when people stop listening to each other and start focusing only on their own gain. To build something lasting, we must learn to understand one another's perspectives, even when we disagree. Unity does not mean everyone thinks the same. It means people are willing to come together despite their differences to achieve something meaningful. Obama's vision of unity is rooted in empathy, the ability to feel for others, to care about their pain, and to act when someone is in need. This is what transforms a crowd into a community and a population into a nation. He reminds his audience that history's greatest achievements were born from cooperation movements that brought equality, justice, and opportunity for all. Each individual has a responsibility to contribute, whether through helping a neighbor, volunteering, or simply choosing kindness in daily interactions. Obama insists that change doesn't start with governments or institutions. It starts with people deciding to care. He encourages young people to be bridge builders, not barrier makers, and to understand that lifting others up does not pull you down. When we help one another, everyone rises. His words carry the timeless truth that unity is not just a moral choice, it's a strategy for survival and success. Together, we can achieve what no one could ever accomplish alone, and that, he believes, is the true foundation of a stronger and more hopeful world. Barack Obama often reminds his audience that hope is not an empty word or blind optimism. It is a belief rooted in action and perseverance. He defines hope as the quiet strength that keeps people moving forward even when circumstances seem impossible. For Obama, hope is what allows individuals to look at challenges and still believe that change is possible. It is not about ignoring reality, but about facing it with courage and conviction. He explains that every great movement, every step of progress in history, began with hope, the belief that tomorrow can be better than today, and that ordinary people have the power to make it happen. Obama's speeches often carry this powerful message because he understands how hope fuels purpose and how purpose drives change. He emphasizes that hope is not just for dreamers. It belongs to doers who are willing to take the first step even when the path is unclear. Hope, he says, gives people the strength to act when fear tells them to quit. It inspires leaders to serve, teachers to keep teaching, and families to keep building despite hardships. Obama calls hope the light that shines brightest in moments of darkness because it refuses to give up. He encourages young people to hold on to hope, not as an escape from reality, but as a tool to transform it. Hope is what allows a person to rise after failure, to forgive after being hurt, and to try again after being rejected. Without hope, action loses meaning. With it, every action gains purpose. Obama also reminds people that hope alone is not enough. It must be paired with hard work, faith, and persistence. He says that believing in a better future requires responsibility. It means showing up, participating, and doing your part even when no one is watching. Hope demands courage because it means trusting in something bigger than yourself. He speaks about how societies change when people come together with shared hope, the belief that fairness, equality, and justice are worth fighting for. His words inspire listeners to see hope not as weakness but as strength, the kind that pushes you to keep building even when the results are slow to come. For Obama, hope is the heartbeat of progress and the foundation of every dream that becomes reality. Barack Obama's message about personal responsibility is one of his most powerful and enduring lessons. He reminds people that change in the world does not begin with governments or leaders alone. It begins with individuals who decide to take responsibility for their actions and their communities. Obama believes that every person, no matter their background or circumstance, holds the power to make a difference. He urges people to stop waiting for someone else to solve problems and instead look inward, asking themselves what they can contribute. Whether it's helping someone in need, speaking up for justice, or simply doing your job with integrity, every act of responsibility adds up to create real impact. Obama's words inspire self-awareness and accountability, pushing people to realize that leadership is not about titles or recognition. It's about action and consistency. He emphasizes that greatness is not about how much you achieve for yourself, but how much you contribute to others. True success, in his view, is measured by service, by how you use your skills, time, and resources to uplift those around you. Obama often says that if you want to change the world, start with what's right in front of you. Help your neighbor, mentor a child, clean up your community, or stand up for someone who can't defend themselves. Small actions, when multiplied by millions, create powerful waves of change. He reminds people that personal responsibility is not always glamorous, but it is always meaningful. It's about doing what's right, even when no one notices, and staying true to your values even when it's hard. Obama's message also challenges the tendency to blame others for problems. He encourages individuals to move away from a mindset of complaint and toward one of contribution. Change happens when people take ownership, when they choose effort over excuses and solutions over blame. He believes that every generation has a duty to make things better for the next one, and that begins with each person doing their part. Obama's call to responsibility is both empowering and humbling. It teaches that every individual has influence, and when people act with honesty, empathy, and commitment, they become the true agents of progress. His words serve as a lasting reminder that leadership is not reserved for a few. It lives within anyone who chooses to act with purpose and integrity.